Welcome to the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy's e-learning program. My name is Janet Paul Peters and I'm representing the Tobago Coordinating Committee for Persons with Disabilities. Dear parents, guardians, caregivers, the Tobago Coordinating Committee for Persons with Disabilities recognizes that you have been abruptly thrown into a situation where you are expected to perform tasks of teaching in addition to your normal hectic routines. We commend your efforts thus far, bearing in mind that you have been the first and most influential teachers in the lives of your children. We applaud the job you did then, and we are confident that you will continue to do a great job. That is why we are here to lend support to you. To do this, we will proceed to share some tips with you.
Welcome to the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy's e-learning program. I am Davoren John, a special educator, and I'm here today to share with you parents some tips to help your children at home. Wow, what a real crazy time it is for teachers and parents. School is out. Teachers now are sending work at home for the students, and you parents are expected to facilitate that learning. It can be quite frustrating, I know, but don't you worry. I have a few tips to share with you to help you help your children at home. Create, implement, and maintain a visual schedule or daily routine. You would have already learned how to create a visual schedule. You just have to implement it, make it become part of you, and maintain it. Every day you should have a schedule for your child because it helps the child to become confident and they know what to expect, and therefore it changes their behavior and their ability to do whatever is the task is beforehand. Okay, so you must maintain that daily routine. Show the child when to begin and end an activity. Now, remember the teacher is sending work for you at home, right? Your child is expected to complete a worksheet. You are to show the child when to begin and end that worksheet. Do not take it for granted that the child will already know what to do. So you make sure and point out that they start with their name, they write their names first, and also what are they to do on the worksheet? There are instructions. So you must allow the child to read the instructions and then you complete the activity. What if the class teacher did not send any work at home? Are you going to leave the child there to do nothing? Part of special education is developing life skills, right? So for example, you may want to teach time. Okay, you may want to teach the child to tell time. You cannot just put a clock in front of the child and ask them to show me 4 o'clock or show me 1 o'clock. There are certain skills that the child must know in order for them to be able to tell the time. So those are the meaningful steps that I'm talking about. For example, in order to tell the time, your child must know numbers, especially the numbers 1 to 12. So of course you have to ensure that they know that. So that could be a first worksheet for you to do, teaching them the numbers. Then on the clock, there is a long and a short hand. Do they know the vocabulary long and short? Yes, so that is another step you have to teach before you actually teach telling the time, long and short. What if it's for a child who is like really advanced, right? You may want to teach them whole and parts of a whole, right? So you may want to teach them quarter and half and so forth. All of these steps are steps that are needed, that are required to be taught before you teach telling times. So you make sure and you schedule your work, you develop your worksheet and your activities in meaningful steps. Of course, you must review and practice each activity often. You're not going to teach them about numbers, ordering numbers from 1 to 12, and you just give them one day and then you move on to a next step. No, repetition is very important, right? So you teach, you give them that worksheet over and over, different worksheet, but you are trying to achieve the same objective, right? Making them identify the numbers 1 to 12. After they have mastered that, they can do it without your guidance or without your help. Then you move on to the next step. All right, so that is how you have to do it. You review and practice each activity often, right, so that the child could get it. Now, I know we all have to live, right? And some of you parents, unfortunately, still have to go out to work. You are not at home, right? So you may want some sort of help with helping your child at home, right? You may have older siblings at home or a caregiver. They may not know exactly what you were doing, and maybe they do not have the technique or the skill set to continue. That's what assistive technology comes in. Those are different means, different ways you can teach your child without that face-to-face contact. So you will see we have some examples there. The computers. And the computer, it has a wide variety of different activities for any concept or skill you can think about. You have YouTube, you have Pinterest, and there are many others. And even later on, I'm going to tell you about some website that you can go on to get different activities. So the computer can assistive technology can assist you in working with your child. So we have computers, we have videos, iPad, phones, right? You may say that I don't have a computer. I cannot work with my child. I don't have a laptop. Your phone can do almost anything that the laptop can do. Okay? So you can use your phone and you can leave work, set work with that caregiver or that older sibling. Let them allow that child to go onto whatever device it may be, and you have that child do whatever work you would have set there, all right, when you are away. And be sure when you are at work or whatever errand you may have to do, that you call every period, you call ever so often to ensure that the child is okay, right? So maybe every 2 hours you call to ensure that the child is following the daily routine that you would have set out, okay? Right. Explain what to do using things the child knows. Don't go and tell, if say for example, you are teaching counting on, right? And you may want to tell your child, for example, you may say, you went to Chuck E. Cheese's and you won 10 tickets. Then your friend gave you 5 more. How many tickets do you have altogether? Oh my gosh, parents, if you have never taken your child to Chuck E. Cheese's, don't tell your child anything about Chuck E. Cheese's, because you know Chuck E. Cheese's is something that is a place where children like to go, right? You tell them about something that they know, right? Maybe they have puppies, right? Or they have birds, some pets, right? Or even children in their classroom. Say there are 5 children in your classroom. Then 2 new students came into the classroom. How many students are there all together? That is something that they can identify with. It's real to them. It's something that they would have experienced. So that skill of adding on will become much easier for them. Instead of trying to think about this Chuck E. Cheese's, or maybe Disney World, or maybe the zoo that you have never taken them to, and they have to use their imagination there so much that they lose the entire ability to add on. Also, parents, when you are providing activities for your children to do, please ensure that those activities are fun. Things that the children will enjoy and make them happy and want to do it. Also, you have to be careful not to make those activities too lengthy. Children with special needs tend to get bored very easily and lose attention. So you must make sure that those activities are not lengthy. It's a no-no. Also, challenging. We don't want any challenging activities. We want the children to feel a sense of accomplishment, that yes, I'm doing it, yes, and that will encourage them to want to do more. Okay, so ensure that the activities are fun and not lengthy or challenging. And of course, when we do things well, we enjoy being praised, not so. So will the children. You are to praise the effort. Give them thumbs up. Sometimes in the classroom, I give them high five and bongs, and you should see the excitement on the student's face, right? And when you are praising those students, you may want to think that you need to give them candy or maybe some sort of monetary reward. You don't have to do that, right? You can just simply take a piece of paper and draw some square boxes on the paper, and whenever they do something really well, you can just put a star or even a tick on each square whenever they would have performed an activity real good. And that alone will make the child so happy, right? That will be rewarding. Okay, so you don't have to just think about those tangible things, those things like the candies and so forth, all right? Now, you may run out of ideas and you may not even have the resources, the things at home like books and pictures and so forth to help your child at home. Here, I'm going to show you some resources, some websites that you can go on the internet and look at these websites, and they have a lot of activities for the children, right? We have starfall.com. That is really popular. I know many of you know about that website already. Starfall.com. It has mathematics worksheet, language arts worksheet, even music, and many different worksheets, right? And also, along with those worksheets, there are games and videos and many different activities that are really fun. Remember, we are trying to encourage fun, really fun activities. abcya.com, again, all the academic areas, fun activities. Brain Pop Junior, Cool Math for Kids. Cool Math for Kids. This is a website, however, only for mathematics, right? So you will find a wide variety on many different topics for your child on this website, Cool Maths for Kids. And then we have a last one, Study Jams by Scholastic. Again, a wide variety of worksheets across across the subject areas where you can help your child at home. So parents, I wish you all the best, and most importantly, you must keep yourself healthy, because I know working with special needs children, it takes a lot from you. It causes you to be stressed and you get frustrated at times. Sometimes when they have the tantrums and the meltdowns, I know how this could really affect you. So you really need to make sure you stay healthy, you exercise, you eat a balanced diet, and you make sure and take your vitamins so that you'll be ready and strong to help your child at home. Okay, so all the best, and remember too, you can always contact your child's class teacher, and I am sure they will be happy to assist you.